Question for debate tonight is whether this government has taken on crony capitalism at a level the UPA government did not. The developments are absolutely sensational. The fact is the Delhi police under this government has swung into action and made arrests which could lead to lobbyists, which could lead to power brokers, which could even lead to some of the biggest industrial houses. So this is very, very serious. On the debate tonight, Sambit Patra of the BJP, Jainara Vyas of the BJP, two voices from the BJP tonight. Randeep Surjewala of the Congress and Atul Kumar Anjan and Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party. Congress, CPI and Samajwadi Party, that's the opposition charge, and Ajay Bose, senior journalist. Let's debate. Randeep Surjewala, would you agree with the Union Petroleum Minister that this government has cracked down and stopped corporates from stealing papers using power brokers and lobbies in a manner that your government failed to do so? And would you like to compliment the BJP for carrying out this arrest, taking on power brokers, something which you were unable to do? And in fact, why you didn't do that is something also you need to explain. Randeep Surjewala, let's debate. After that, it's open debate. Yes, please. Mr. Surjewala.
Arnab, I expected a far more mature statement from Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan. It's a clear-cut case of lapse in the oil ministry. A full disclosure of facts are required. Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan needs to tell not about the minions, a clerk and a PN who have been arrested, but who are the officers in whose custody these documents that have been found were. He should have come forward and said these are the two oil companies. He should have named them and said who were trying to steal documents.
What are you suggesting?
He should have told us as to what decisions were there.
What are you suggesting?
I am saying very clearly that it's a lapse. It's a clear-cut lapse under the very nose of the Petroleum Ministry. The complicity of the highest officials of Petroleum.
So how can this be a lapse when how can I am not getting where you're coming from, Mr. Surjewala. You see, how can it be a lapse? What the police says that we actually set up a trap. And it is because we set up a trap, we were monitoring people who were carrying out these activities and they were carrying out high-level corporate espionage. We set up a trap for them. We've been keeping a close watch on this kind of espionage happening in government circles. And he said that your government failed to do so. Why don't you answer my question instead of trying to push it on the other side? I mean, if you want to do it for the sake of debating, that's okay, Mr. Surjewala. But why don't you? You see, this sends a firm message from the government, top to bottom, that anyone who carries out these kind of leaks, passes on government papers and gives it to corporate houses will not be allowed to do so.
Absolutely, Arnab. See, three things. Firstly, it's absolutely correct what Delhi police has done. They've laid a trap and caught the people who were
Delhi
trying
police
to
works
steal
under the Home Ministry.
Photocopy documents and sell them. Secondly, absolutely it does. Secondly, the Petroleum Minister says this was happening all along. If this was happening all along, will he lodge an FIR? Will he say which are the papers that were leaked during the earlier government, and will he take action? He should have also said that. Number three, and just bear me out only for a moment. Why does the Petroleum Minister not state which are the papers which are stolen, which are the two oil companies involved, that he will take punitive action against them, and which are the officers in whose custody the papers were?
So really,
and will he review all those decisions, since according to the police commissioner, just one more line, according to the police commissioner, this has been going on for some time. It's not as if it happened 15 days back.
We know.
The police commissioner has himself said that this has been going on right under the nose of the Petroleum Minister, and he is a 9-month-old Petroleum Minister for considerable amount of time. What was he doing all that time?
So instead of complimenting the government for its action,
the last Petroleum
instead of complimenting the government for its action against what appears to have been leakage and secrets taken out allegedly by a corporate house or at the behest of a corporate house, Randeep Surjewala actually blames the BJP for allowing this to go this far. The oil minister said you allowed it to go this far. A Modi government's actually cracking in. We'll take another point of view from Sambit Patra. After that, it's an open debate. Yes, Sambit.
Arnab, I have been listening to the sage advice of my able friend, Mr. Randeep Surjewala, and I would like to reply him by a muhavra of Hindi, chori upar se sina jori. I mean, that's what they have been doing all these years. Today, the black sheeps have been caught. My question to Mr. Randeep Surjewala is, why for all these years the black sheeps were allowed to graze within the premises of Shastri Bhawan? Why did not your government act against them? It is one of the worst kept secrets of the corridors of power that in fact things were leaked outside, that in fact documents of importance of the governments were tweaked. But in spite of knowing all these, you did not act. And that's what even the police commissioner, that's what everyone on the street also has been mentioning, and they know it. But in spite of it, you have not taken any action. And today, when a congratulatory note should be sent by every political party to this government in the center, that thankfully, the companies which were trying to spread their tentacles in the corridors of past, their tentacles have been chopped. The backbone of crony capitalism.
Will you name the companies? Will you take on the companies? Will you name the companies? No. Will you name the companies? Will you take on the companies? Will you do that? Or are you only trying to catch the small fish?
The process of taking... No. Arnab, the process of taking on the companies has begun. What is this then? What is this then? That their agents have been nabbed today, that a trap was laid and they fell into the trap only means that a strong message has been sent by this government.
Atul Kumar Anjan, Gaurav Bhatia, let's open the debate to everyone right now.
Listening.
This government says tonight, and the BJP representative says the process on taking on corporate houses has begun. Your response, Gaurav Bhatia. Go ahead, Gaurav Bhatia, and then Atul Anjan. Yes.
Yeah, Arnab, first of all, the disturbing thing is that they say that the responsibility of these documents being leaked lies with lowly persons like a peon and a clerk. Why don't they also see that senior officials might have been involved, because such sensitive documents actually cannot be leaked without the connivance of the senior officials. And I think it has become a trend for the BJP to just point fingers at the Congress and not introspect why such things are happening in this government. And second, I think, why are they not naming the companies? Is it not possible that we see these corporate honchos having lunch and dinner with the Prime Minister and then they do such dubious acts? I think they should name and shame these companies who are actually eating our country like a termite.
Will you name and shame?
Third, it has been more than 15 months.
I'd like to get a response. I'd like to, one minute. One second. On that point. On that point, Gaurav, please hold it. On that point,
I'm really appalled by the shamelessness of the opposition. Here is a government who is taking, here is a government which is taking on all the people who are involved in theft, on all the people who are trying to tweak government policies. And rather than congratulating the government, here we have Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, who is saying that immediately the government should come out with the names of the companies. Did not the police commissioner say that, well, yes, even the names of the companies will come to the forefront, let the investigation be complete.
The BJP is seeking refuge in the inefficiency of the Congress. The BJP should rather act.
No, my question is, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, you were also a coalition partner of the UPA. What were you all doing all these years? Why were you not laying down the trap? Why did you not have the CCTV cameras in the ministry? Why no comprehensive plan was laid down to catch hold of these people? You answer rather than questioning.
Why do you have to take example of the Congress? Why don't you start acting now?
One minute. Just 1 minute. Gentlemen, 1 minute. Gentlemen, 1 minute. Just a minute, Gaurav. Gaurav, we know, Gaurav, first of all, gentlemen, is there, can you say there's no crony capitalism in our country? There is. 1 second. Just 1 second. Let's get the facts right.
We have a Lokpal as of today.
Let me please, sir, you are talking tonight as if crony capitalism.
Don't rush off to Mars now.
1 minute,
talking about crony capitalism.
Sambit, pull back for a minute.
Mars, saying what is happening to the
crony capitalism starts with the BJP when Adani is taken to Australia by the Prime Minister. That is the best example of crony capitalism. And after 10 months of government, we don't have a Lokpal. We don't have an effective machinery to fight.
You will not have any excuse.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. Gentlemen, 1 minute. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. You, 1 minute. Let's not be.
Government starts fighting corruption.
Okay, Gaurav. If there was any proof needed of crony capitalism during any government, it was evident shamelessly for everyone to see when a corporate lobbyist, a top journalist, and corporates and politicians openly discussing cabinet portfolios on behalf of certain corporates. We don't know about the Neera Nadia case. Don't we know what was going on at that point of time? We talk about whether corporate espionage is a new discovery. 1 second. My question goes, and let Atul Kumar Anjan come up this. But for the viewers to remember, and for the Congress party to remember, more importantly, where a minister of the Congress party, 1 minute, Gaurav, let us have the backdrop to this very, very clearly put. A minister of the Congress government, in the words of the Supreme Court of India, favors companies at the cost of the exchequer, virtually giving away national assets in the name of allocating spectrum licenses. So, you know, Mr. Atul Kumar Anjan, we know there is corporate, crony capitalism. Tonight, Mr. Anjan, forget your ideological differences with the BJP. You, Mr. Anjan, have always said crony capitalism is the worst thing that happens to this country. If this government, and you don't like the BJP government, you have ideological issues with them, but if this government is taking on crony capitalism and is showing some intent of taking on the power brokers and the lobbyists, will you criticize them or will you support what they are doing?
Mr. Arnab.
Yes.
Let me speak, and I appeal to my other friends, please listen me. The Indian politics during the last 20 years has been vitiated, and corruption has been, you see, put forth by this petroleum ministry, petroleum product suppliers, petroleum companies, private companies. And I tell you very frankly, a person who was moving on the streets like a pauper because of the connivance with the government and his role in the petroleum ministry becomes a big corporate house of this country. Everybody knows this story. That petroleum company owner floats the party, funds the party, organizes the party congresses. For that, he gets all sorts of support. And I tell you, you are not ready to accept the names. Who are the people? Who are the two private companies, petroleum companies? And these people, those who have been arrested, they are working for whom? Who were interested to get the decisions of the government? This was not going on just now in the BJP rule. It was going on earlier also.
That's the point I'm making.
And I just want to tell you,
no, but that's the point I'm making.
One is Reliance,
and
another is SR company.
No, 1 second. First of all, you are drawing the link, not me. 1 second,
I'm telling you,
Atul Kumar Anjan, 1 second. Atul Kumar Anjan. Atul Kumar Anjan. No, 1 second. I just want to put one caveat, then you continue.
Have you courage to speak?
Mr. Anjan.
Have you courage to listen me? Have you courage to listen me? On this your national television, which you say is the national voice, I am putting forth the fact before you, through you to the people of this country. And I just want to tell you, and this Gujarat, and these two companies are having biggest stake in Gujarat. And in Gujarat, they were supporting.
Now, Mr. Anjan,
last 15 years.
Now, Mr. Anjan, Jainarayan Vyas will respond to you. 1 second. 1 minute, just a minute. Atul Kumar Anjan, 1 second. Atul Kumar Anjan.
I don't want to use, no, just a minute. One line. I don't want to use big words. I will not make a small point into 100 words. I straight away with a small word say, the corruption by the private, this petroleum company has vitiated the atmosphere of politically, we have been made corrupt by these companies. And I tell you, all the secretaries of the petroleum ministry later on have contested on the ticket of the political parties. And today's Lieutenant Governor of Delhi is also the part of that one, and he has been promoted by these companies.
Okay. So, Mr. Panjan, I have not interrupted you, have I? First of all, Mr. Ranjan, as far as your statement about courage is concerned, thank you very much. As far as your statement on courage is concerned, given what we have done as a channel, what we do as journalists, you know, let's not make tall claims or lay the finger anywhere. Viewers know, you know. There is no absence of courage in the journalism that we do. One second. Second point is which I add as a caveat. I need to put this caveat out with a sense of responsibility. You mentioned the names of two companies. You are drawing the link. You are drawing the link. I'm not taking responsibility for what you're saying. In fact, I cannot draw a direct link. You're a politician. As a journalist, I can't draw direct. I'll tell you, Mr. Anjan, please. Mr. Anjan, I listen to you now. Now, Mr. Anjan, when I listen to you, it is only fair that you should listen to me when I listen to you completely uninterrupted. What I'm saying is that as a journalist, unless I can, if there is an inference that you are drawing, you can draw it. But for me, that will be guesswork unless there is a concrete link between this side and the other side. And I always need proof to validate what I am saying, right? So that is not an inference that I can draw, and this channel can't take responsibility for the inference that you are drawing. 1 minute, just a minute.
Talking about proof, sometimes, you know, incidents also speak louder than proof. And if you remember, in the last government, petroleum ministers were shunted out. Why were they shunted out? Is the corporate lobby so strong that if
you were part of the government then, why were you not questioning the government then, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia? You could have drawn out of the coalition of UPA if you well knew that there was corruption going on in the petroleum minister, which was going on. Why were you quiet for all the while? Why was the Samajwadi Party not going out of the UPA coalition?
If you can't hear, it is not my problem. Sambit, please don't interrupt. I'm making a point. I'm asking the UPA government, which was in power, why was it changing the UPA, the petroleum?
Let the UPA question. Why were you not asking the UPA government to be part of the government?
If you can't hear, what can I do?
No, but in that case, it should also be said that is it the first time tonight? Is it some Christopher Columbus has come and found something for the first time? Did we not know? Randeep Surjewala, did we not know Ajay Bose? No, 1 minute, 1 minute, please. I've heard everyone. I'm putting the facts on the table. And if I'm having this debate tonight, Mr. Ranjan, and everybody knows, I'm having an open debate on this subject. Because as I began the Newshour tonight by saying, I don't believe that issues should be swept under the carpet. Right? So my question is, Ajay Bose, you know that papers were being leaked earlier also. Veerappa Moily was the petroleum minister who replaced Jayapal Reddy.
Absolutely.
Everybody said, why is Jayapal Reddy getting replaced? 1 second. He was replaced. The story was never out. He was replaced in a very summary manner. Veerappa Moily, Ajay Bose came and said papers are being leaked. In fact, I'll pull out the quotes right now. But did the Congress government do anything about it, Ajay Bose? Papers were being leaked. Veerappa Moily had gone on record saying papers were being leaked. Did the Congress government do anything about it? No.
No, they did nothing.
They did absolutely
nothing. If something is being done now, firstly, I have no hesitation in congratulating the government. But with a very big caveat or no, if this is going to stop here, if there is no full disclosure of what exactly is the racket.
What is the full disclosure you want?
If he's going to just be reduced to just this little thing, that we need a full disclosure, we must get to the bottom and actually destroy this virus, which is killing any kind of policy making. And although let us finally, please let us not mix up crony capitalism with corporate espionage. Crony capitalism is when they don't have to do spying.
No.
When they are given something of their own by a powerful leader.
No.
Corporate espionage is when their agents come in and spy and
No, 1 minute. Ajay Bose, you are a very senior journalist. I slightly disagree with you because I remember, Ajay Bose, what the Supreme Court said while ordering the CBI probe into the Neera Radia case not so long back in October 2013. It said, and I quote for you, the conversations between Ms. Neera Radia and her associates with various persons suggest A, that unscrupulous elements have used corrupt means to secure favors from government officers who appear to have acted on extraneous considerations. In other words, it simply said bribe, bribe, bribe. So it said bribe. Now, whether you bribe within government, outside government, the fact is that there is a government officer out there, and I am not among those people who believe that a government officer can be corrupt.
No, absolutely.
Tomorrow, can a top government officer be corrupt without having some feeling that the government, the minister is on his side? And let Randeep Surjewala answer tonight. What did he do? As in, what did the Congress party do?
From top to bottom.
Let him reply tonight.
No. There's a whole chain.
Because he started on a very
chain which is
because I have
top to bottom.
Because I have
you cannot.
I think Mr. Surjewala is a very accomplished spokesperson. But Mr. Surjewala is a very accomplished spokesperson when he wants to be. No, when Mr. Surjewala wants to be, he answers the question. But he avoided my first question. I am asking him for the second time tonight, and Mr. Surjewala, everybody is watching. What did you do? You are accusing the BJP today, but what did you do? Wait, no, 1 minute. For example, I have one example for you. Sorry, sir. Let me give you one example. When your Union Environment Minister allegedly, from your own admission, as Anand Sharma has said, took sensitive central government files out of Delhi and allegedly took them to Chennai to get them cleared, what did you do? Right? When your ex-union minister accused your Vice President Rahul Gandhi of relaying emails to her office for policy decisions as requests, which were termed as directives that allegedly slowed down clearances in the Environment Ministry, what did you do? When coal blocks were allocated arbitrarily on corporate considerations, what did you do? When the Neera Radia tapes mentioned several top industrial houses and leagued with journalists and politicians, Mr. Surjewala, what did you do? And I don't want to get into other issues. But please answer tonight.
Arnab, you leveled 5 allegations.
No, examples, sir, not allegations. Not one allegation.
You patiently, let me answer them. I hope you will have the patience.
Sure.
I hope you will have the patience
yes,
to hear
sir, I
answers. Do. Firstly, this is a clear-cut case where Mr. Pradhan's ministry has been caught with their pants down, if I may use that phraseology. People have been caught stealing papers by Delhi police. Delhi police commissioner says it has been going on for some time. Mr. Pradhan refuses to disclose the name of officers in whose custody the papers were. Mr. Pradhan refuses to disclose the name of the companies who were stealing papers. Mr. Pradhan refuses to say that he will review the decisions that were allegedly taken where the decisions may have been affected on account of the theft. And he says, oh, give me a pat on my back because 9 months after I took over the ministry, Delhi police has caught a clerk and a peon stealing papers, but I will not disclose name of officers, I will not disclose name of companies. What is this? Number 2, he says it was being done in UPA. Who was doing it in UPA? Will he proceed to lodge an FIR? What papers were leaked? Please go ahead. Number 3, you mentioned about the Vice President of the Congress giving a directive to the then Environment Minister. The Vice President has gone on record and we have gone on record officially. Vice President always intervened to protect the environment and we shall continue to do so even in opposition over and over again. The Vice President never intervened, unlike Mr. Modi and company, on behalf of any corporate house. Nor did the Vice President of the Congress party influence decision-making
anyway, this is not about Rahul Gandhi.
And number 4, quick.
This is not about Rahul Gandhi.
Also remember that...
No, this is not about Rahul Gandhi.
Arnab, have I lost audio?
No, you have not lost audio.
Forget the fact that even Pulak Chatterjee carried files to Sonia Gandhi. And Sonia Gandhi, who was not supposed to see any of the government files, probably must have tweaked into the government files. I believe that was the biggest charge and Mr. Surjewala should answer this. Secondly, Mr. Surjewala
is responding.
Why Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan deserves a pat on the back? I would say, who installed the CCTV cameras? Who started the surveillance procedure? It was this government which said that na khaunga, na khane dunga was the one which has started this surveillance procedure. And because of that this whole procedure of catching up with thieves have started, which you did not do for all these years. So Mr. Surjewala, you are an accomplished spokesperson. I respect you. But I tell you, your party is something which is not to be respected.
Gaurav Bhatia is responding. Jainara and Vyas will come in after that. Gaurav.
Arnab, first of all, if this is happening in Petroleum Ministry, the question is it not happening in other ministries like power, like defense, like transport? And as a policy decision, what has the BJP government done to weed out corruption? Secondly, we all know that in Gujarat, when Narendra Modi ji was the chief minister there was no Lok Ayukt over there for 8 years. Now we don't have a Lokpal for the last 10 months. Why should a Lokpal not be there? Why should CBI not be under the control of Lokpal? This BJP government would not allow that because they use CBI to manipulate, and that is why we have seen that in spite of the
I'll tell you what the BJP has been doing.
Lokpal has been
appointed. Look into the coal auction, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia.
And
look into the coal auction.
Most importantly,
7 lakh crores to 15 lakh crores.
Let's have a civilized debate.
Talking of a loss of 1,86,000 crores. This government, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, has earned 7 lakh crores to 15 lakh crores for the country. This is what the government is doing. Please go to the coal auction process. This is the comprehensive thing that the government is doing.
And stop interrupting me like an illiterate person.
Sir, don't get personal.
Like an illiterate person.
No. I'm not. You were all illiterate for all these years as far as country's policy was concerned. You knew everything, yet you allowed corruption to flourish. And today it's our right to see
Okay. So the challenge is, one second. That there is a challenge on the Newshour tonight. And the challenge is big fish or small fish. Jainara and Vyas is smiling. I think I'll bring him into the debate since he's being too polite tonight, won't come on his own. Now, what are we talking about? A lot of people, while this debate is going on, are asking me just one question. The messages, tweets, everything coming around is, can anyone believe that this is some information that only a peon is responsible for in the government? If you want to know, so there are two sides of the story, Jainara and Vyas. We want to know two sides of the story. No, 1 second. First, we want to know, we want full disclosure. We want the name of the corporates. 1 corporate or 2 corporate or 3 corporates. If you're not scared of any corporate, then I think it is important for the government, Jainara and Vyas, to declare who is the corporate / corporates who were trying to do this. Sir, would you do that? First question. Second question, ministry papers are not lying around unattended for anyone to pick up. I mean, this government, if it expects us to believe that some cleaning staff could get their hands on, if clerks and peons in the ministry have access to such information, then we are living in another world. It cannot be in the hands of a Group D employee. People are asking today, who are the real big fish inside the government who are part of the plot? You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Vyas?
That the Group D employee supposedly had a duplicate key to that locker which had sensitive material.
That's what they are saying, that some cleaning staff...
This is the kind of safety we
that's what the government is saying. The government is saying some cleaning staff, multitasking employee, some peons and some clerks got their hands onto the papers. Yes, Jainara and Vyas.
Arnab, I will answer your second question first, which is comparatively easier. I do agree, and nobody in the right sense of mind would believe that this is a job of a peon or a clerk. There must be a ring, there must be a number of people right up to the almost top who must have been involved in this. And I'm sure the investigations will bring it out. Let the investigations, police...
No, so you admit. So you are admitting.
Expose everyone.
No, 1 second. Ajay Bose.
The government must expose everyone.
No,
the government cannot hold back.
Why can't the names of the companies?
You have to expose everyone.
No, then you expose everyone. One second. 1 minute.
What the people of this country want full disclosure.
No, okay, so
we want to know the full truth.
I never spoke a word when others were making a point.
Okay, let him complete.
Then we'll congratulate you.
I never spoke
we will congratulate this government.
Sir, all that panelists are saying is, sir, 1 minute. Jainara and Vyas, you can't have partial disclosure. Here you are saying that very, very sensitive papers which affect India's national interests are being stolen from the Union Petroleum Ministry through conduits, brokers, etc., and being given to some top companies. Right? What all that we are asking for, Mr. Vyas, is please give us the names of the companies officially. Let there not be this, this suggestive. Otherwise, no, 1 second. No, you can't reveal this much and then say, oh, but we can't tell you which are the companies involved. Will you tell us which are the companies involved? Will you tell us who are the people either in your political or your bureaucratic establishment? If there are any, who are on the payrolls of these companies.
I am sure enough. If you have little more patience for another breaking news debate, you will come to know. I don't think that this government is interested anyway.
So you are promising full disclosure. Okay.
But right now, when just the things have been exposed, when the raids are on, when the investigations are going on, why you want half-baked details? Wait for some time. You will get the full details. I don't think anybody is interested in sweeping the matter. This cannot be done.
Okay, 3 hands go up. One at a time.
Mr. Jainarayan Vyas.
Atul Kumar Anjan. Yes, Atul Kumar Anjan.
Mr. Jainarayan, Mr. Jainarayan Vyas.